You are listening to Parking Lot Perspectives with Darin and Evan.
Welcome back to ParkingLotPerspectives.com, episode number 9. We just got done seeing Wicked, and we even have a special Wicked podcaster with us today. It's Janna, who is Evan's wife. She is a massive Wicked fan, so we thought, hey, why not have the best of the best come in and talk to us about the movie? So, fantastic. I think we all agreed. We met first time at the Regal. We had a packed audience.
It was a packed house. I mean, there was more than 4 or 5 people walking around. And
what a pleasure.
It was a little scary at times. I was kind of blown away.
It was blown away.
People were in the seats.
We still wish we could have had better sound, better seats, but we'll get to Regal later on that. So, Janna, since you are the Wicked guru here, why don't you give everyone a breakdown what the plot of the movie is all about?
I can't give you that.
You can't give me that?
No.
Background.
Wow.
Can you guys do that? And I'll just be here for help, chiming in. I didn't think it was. No, keep it going. Evan can edit this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you edit that out?
Yeah, you can edit it.
I might add it. It's funny. No, I might add it as a blooper.
Okay. So
incredible. Darin, why don't you take away with the plot?
We'll talk about the plot real quick. So the good news about this is Wicked has been on Broadway, Janna, 23 years?
Yes. Since
21 years? 21 years.
Yeah.
2003. So 21 years it's been playing. First time it's been in the movie. This is really the precursor of how the Wizard of Oz comes to life. Am I right?
Right.
So just a really good foreshadowing of things that come about in Wizard of Oz. For those of you who don't know, the Wizard of Oz, I think, made 1939, along the same year as Gone with the Wind. So those are considered the golden age of Hollywood. None of us were born during then. So that's what we do. So the plot of this is real simple. It is about how the Wizard of Oz came to be the Wizard of Oz, how Glinda the Good Witch of the West and the Wicked Witch of the East is all coming about, right? How they got the things, the flying monkeys. Origin. Great call. Origin. So just to give everyone a breakdown, the movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't think we had an issue with the time, right?
It didn't seem that long.
I felt like we needed a little bit more.
Right. And everyone we talked to, and Janna included, said it stayed very true to the musical.
Right.
So for us, Evan and I did not watch it. I am a musical lover. I was actually captivated by it. I thought it stayed on pace. I thought it was very engaging. But we'll jump right into it. So the cast is a pretty diverse cast because you've got Cynthia Erivo, who plays
Elphaba.
She is the Wicked Witch of the East, right? Really, is what she is. But what has she done? None of us had heard of her before.
She was in a couple different shows. She was actually in the movie Harriet. She played Minty from Harriet.
No idea what that is.
Actually, I'm sorry, she played Harriet in Harriet.
Yeah, where'd you get Minty from?
Wow.
Minty.
Okay, so...
But anyway, she was Harriet.
She was Harriet.
She was amazing.
So she was amazing. I think all of us, by this time, we've seen the Target ads where she's got her long nails and her super big shoes. She comes out and does her
Do that again?
Thank you. And she was phenomenal. Her nails stayed in character. I'm not a fan of those huge things that come out the air, but she was in character, and she represented it from the get-go.
She was a witch.
She was a witch, but I got to tell you, for those of you that have no idea about this, and I'm going to be the few, I guarantee it, because Janna and many other younger folks love this. I mean, you guys, you were singing during the whole movie, right? So
tell us, what's your thoughts on her version of
the
character versus Idina Menzel?
I think she did amazing.
Do you think she was better than Idina Menzel?
Yeah. No, I don't think.
Wow.
Well, because she's just.
Do you think John Travolta could screw up this name like he did with Idina Menzel in the Oscars? No. Oh my God, they're too young to remember that whole situation.
He does these jokes, love.
Okay, so anyways, Cynthia Erivo was fantastic. She did very good. Yeah. Next was Ariana Grande. She played Glinda. I turned to Janna and halfway through the movie, I'm like, am I supposed to dislike her? Because I'm not a fan of Ariana Grande. I'll be up front. Sorry, Ariana, but she did. I like she did a phenomenal job.
She's one of our few viewers.
Yeah. She actually made me not be a fan of her character, which I think says it all. That means probably a pretty good acting job. I want to say something though right now. The sound when Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande sing together, it is like heaven.
The duets, everything blended perfectly with
Yeah.
the songs.
Unbelievable.
And they sang live. We heard.
Yeah, so Janna, you want to talk about that, or Evan, which one of you guys want to talk? I mean, that's a good point to let our viewers know.
Yeah, you Googled it, and that's what.
Spoiler alert. Google. No, I think we all agreed.
It just
it
made
a
it
lot
more
easier
real.
to watch, more entertaining, more real.
Right.
You see the power of their voices.
Yes.
It just showed through every single
Scene,
musical
yeah.
scene. So.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's funny. We talked on the way back, like parkinglotperspectives.com. We always do. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow us. And we were talking.
Slides it in there.
That's right. And we were talking about how this budget you said was $150 million.
Yeah.
And you've got a great
Huge
cast.
actors. Yeah.
Last week we did Red One, and that budget was $250 million. This is $100 million less,
This
and
was a
this.
You would never know.
The Rock got paid a third of what this cost.
Yeah, this movie probably was the highest production value I've seen in a long, long time. This was fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
but just to end with Ariana Grande though, her acting was great.
I thought she did a really good job.
I know you didn't care for her character, but
No, I
You're
think
not supposed to.
I'm not
but
supposed to
it's the
care.
ti-
Yeah.
But it's the
Until
personality.
later.
It's the personality. It develops. You'll see it in the no spoilers here. Very good job though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next up is Janna's favorite, Jonathan Bailey,
Yeah,
the
why
guy
don't you go
from
with Jonathan?
Bridgerton. What's
I
he
love
all
him.
about?
He's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. What do you know him from?
Bridgerton. He was great.
Really?
He was great there.
He's in a lot of shirtless scenes.
What's his character's name? Flyro? Flirio?
Furio.
Furio. Furio.
Furio.
Yeah. All I can tell you is this guy's a stud on the screen. I can tell you why the ladies liked him in Bridgerton. I thought he did a really good job. The scenes he was in.
And he must. I didn't look it up, but we'll fact check it. He sang pretty well.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was him, but
I just liked the whole dichotomy between him, Ariana Grande,
Yeah.
and Cynthia Erivo. I thought the way they played off each other, I thought was great. So he was good. Jeff Goldblum's in it near the end as the Wizard of Oz. Again, if you know anything about the original Wizard of Oz, they stayed so true to it. They had like images of the original movie they came in. What's your thoughts on the way Jeff Goldblum did it?
I think he was good.
yeah.
I wasn't like blown away. Oh my god, he was the best, but he was good.
I think in the small part that he had, it made sense. He's funny, right? He's entertaining to watch, and I think he fit that role pretty well.
Yep. I agree.
Smaller part.
Yep.
But
We also had Michelle Yeoh. I think that's how you say her name, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in it as the Madame Morrible. Now, she's a teacher at, by the way, the worst name ever in the history of film, Shiz University, is where these kids go to school. I turned to Jan, I'm like, why? What is that name? That is
Shiz.
horrible. Shiz. Get the shiz out of here. So she plays, I think she was fantastic. She
Yeah.
reminded me.
She's always good though.
I will
Everything she
not
does, she's
disagree
good.
with that. There's
Crazy
not a
Rich
movie she's been in.
Asians.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
been phenomenal. And Evan said,
Everywhere all at once. So that
Yeah.
one
That
she won
weird
the-
movie.
and on the way
That's
back,
right.
Evan said, she's never played a bad person. And Jan immediately said, hello,
She
Crazy
was
Rich
bad in-
Asians.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
she
a
was
spoiler
nasty
alert.
as hell. So,
That's been out for a while. That's not a spoiler.
a couple more things real quick. We'll move on. So, I want to shout out Kristen Chenoweth was in this very briefly with Dina Menzel.
That's a spoiler alert.
I don't know if it's a spoiler. It's in IMDb. I don't know.
Spoiler, but it's okay.
It's
if
okay.
you don't know it, then you're pleasantly surprised.
So I thought that was kind of cool that they brought back the original, because I think they were the originals on Broadway, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken. I thought that was really cool. And then lastly, Evan caught there's a character that teaches at the university, and it's voiced by Peter Dinklage,
Yeah.
Dr. Dillamond. And
When he was talking, I heard Tyrion Lannister.
it's funny, I did not. And that's where I was like, who the heck is that talking?
Yeah.
So great catch. So
You called out Adina Menzel was in this.
I did call it out.
just
So,
wanna make sure.
and then last I want to talk about the director John Chu. So
Yeah.
he did Crazy Rich Asians. He did another musical, Into the Heights.
he did
as
Step Up.
So he's familiar. I will tell you,
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe Retaliation, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
2013.
Wow, you're
if I'm
good.
not mistaken. Thank you. I would say I have nothing wrong with it. It's funny. We don't often see a movie and we're just like, it's flawless. I think everyone we talked to, and we talked to Will and Kim, they were our moviegoers that we interviewed right after the movie. They were like, I don't know if I'd change anything. It was the production value. I just want to say it again. Red one had $250 million. This had $150 million, and this was so ridiculously well done. It was off the chart. So, so we've talked about the actors, special effects. Let's talk about special effects.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You're there. I think it was all CGI for the most part.
They really like transform you to feel like you are there.
I agree, and that to me, it's kind of like I would equate it almost to the Harry Potter movies. When you're watching Harry Potter, you're there at Hogwarts, and I would tell you, Janna's spot on. During the movie, you're transported a couple different spots, and you're there. You feel it.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought the special effects were very good. You know they're CGI. We all know they're CGI.
Yeah, but it's great.
Very well done.
They take you to Ozland, right? All these different places, and you do. That's a good call out with Harry Potter because I felt like I was in Diagon Alley.
Yeah. So I think, without a doubt, the soundtrack we know is fantastic. So
not one.
I just want to say it again, Evan. Your wife sang the whole time during the movie. The hum. I heard a few. I've heard a few singing
a few times under the table, under the chair. But
so Will was actually sitting next to us, the guy that we'll talk to in a minute here, and he even heard Janna singing. I thought that was great because that is why this movie is rated 99% on Rotten Tomatoes right now from the audience and 92% from the critics. Unbelievable scores. Those are the highest of the year so far, if I'm not mistaken. That's like Oppenheimer movie.
Yeah.
So that is fantastic. But I think with Janna getting into it, that's the kind of thing that we saw throughout the history of this whole movie today was people were coming in, they were dressed up. We saw some people in witch outfits. And you saw Kim, or you'll see Kim shortly here. She bought all the paraphernalia, right? She had the cups, the popcorn holder, they had everything. So
I think the show was either going to be either really good or really bad.
Yep.
And it was just really good.
The soundtrack was fantastic. Yeah. Cinematography, I think.
Cinematography was great. Again, there's parts of this where they start the song that's very popular. They stop. They go into acting, the cinematography, and then they go right back to the song.
Yep.
That was awesome.
So right now we'll take a break. Evan will pop up Will, who we talked with, as well as Kim and her friends who refused to talk to us at first, but Kim coerced them in to get it. That's right.
I think it was her family.
So it was.
We'll go with
could have been. So with that, we'll pause. We'll go to hear it, and we'll be right back. All right, hey, welcome to Parking Lot Perspectives. We are with Will. We just saw Wicked, very early show, a Wednesday show. I don't think it comes out for another day or two. But first, we want to get your opinion. What did you love about the movie?
I just loved everything about it. Like the visuals of it, like it stayed very true to the musical. It just had everything I needed in there.
The production value was off the charts, right?
Yeah, like the chemistry between the cast, it was just amazing.
Yeah, I think the sound of the two characters when they sing together, I was blown away. It was wonderful. So excellent. Second question: what do you think they could have done different, if anything?
Honestly, I don't think they could have done anything different.
Really?
They just hit everything they needed to hit on it.
Have you seen the Broadway musical?
Several times, yeah.
Fantastic. I have not. So it's good. So you're saying it's very true to the musical.
It's very true to it.
Excellent.
They did a great job.
The last question is, it says to be continued. What are you expecting out of the to be continued?
Nothing but great things. They did this great with the first half. Very high hopes for the second half.
Excellent. Well, we have a rating system on Parking Lot Perspectives. I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to be for you.
Probably.
We have a sizzle, a meh, or a fizzle. What would you give this movie?
Definitely a sizzle.
Definitely a sizzle. All right, you heard it from Will. Appreciate you being on Parking Lot Perspectives.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
Stalking.
Parking lot perspective.
Yep. So after the movie, right, you go to your car, you talk about the movie. That's what we do. So we talk to moviegoers. We just saw Wicked as well.
Okay.
All right, welcome to Parking Lot Perspectives. We're here with Kim. We're going to ask her a few questions, just see what she says. So what did you think about the movie?
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yes.
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 That was amazing.
Did you happen to see the Broadway musical?
Yes. We've all seen it. Yes. All seen it. All
Stayed
seen
true
it.
to the musical?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. But better special effects.
Oh, I would agree. Production value off the
Production
chart.
value, amazing.
Excellent.
Yes.
Second question, what do you think they could have done different, if anything?
Oh, put them both in one movie.
That would have been a very long movie.
No, to be continued.
Woo!
I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait to see the second half.
Fair. All right, and third question, there is a to be continued.
Yes.
Not a spoiler alert because it says part 1.
Yes.
So what are you looking forward to in the to be continued part?
Oh, the reuniting of Glenda and Elphaba.
Excellent.
It's my most favorite part. Their best friendship.
Excellent. I think I know this one. We have a rating system on our podcast. We call it a sizzle, A meh or fizzle? What would you rate
It's
this?
definitely a sizzle.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think we're gonna talk to
Sizzle.
anyone that's not gonna give
And
it a
we
sizzle.
can't tell who
look at this! Look at all
sizzled
the
more,
paraphernalia.
but they
Fantastic.
all sizzled equally. It was
Excellent.
amazing.
Thank you for being on
Thank you
Parking
so
Lot
much.
Perspectives.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we're back. So, Will, I thought Will, I think he nailed it, right? He just talked about everything we were like, wow. I mean, he loved it.
I was talking to Will before we started filming, and he said he was like Janna was singing, but he wasn't saying, humming it out loud.
Yeah.
He was singing to himself. He couldn't help himself. He said it was
I'm sure a lot
just
of
like
people
the
do that.
musicals. I know he mentioned he's been, to the original Broadway
He
a
said
couple times.
a few times, right?
couple times.
So Will, thank you for talking to us. I think what you said was spot on with everyone that we heard from. I thank you for your time because you said it was great. You wouldn't change anything. I mean,
Yeah. We go, all right, we know you're going to give it a sizzle, but what is your honest review? Sizzle.
But
all right.
but I do appreciate Will stopping in, and also Kim. So Kim talked about she loved it as well. Nothing she'd improve. She did think that they could have made the To Be Continued. By the way, I have to take a second and just pause here. So Evan has done this to me twice now this year, where I go to see a movie and I'm not aware that it's part of a 2 to 3 movie trilogy. He did it to me with Dune 2. I saw Dune 1. I knew that was going to be Dune 2. I didn't know Dune 2 was going to be Dune 3.
I mean, it's based
At
off
this
books.
one, I looked up and right on the screen, Wicked Part 1. So Kim's point about could they make both movies into one, I think you would have a
long
long movie. So, but Kim, thank you for your feedback and
Thanks for your participation.
Your participation. I'm glad you love the movie like we all love the movie. So, with that, we'll jump right into our rating system, and you're going to give us ratings as well this time. So,
Yes.
the cast: sizzle, meh, or fizzle?
Sizzle, for sure.
Ev?
I'm going sizzle.
I'm just going to say sizzle as well. Cinematography:
Sizzle.
I'm going sizzle.
I'll go sizzle as well. Director: John Chu.
Amazing. Sizzle.
Sizzle.
Sizzle. Special effects: I do special effects. No.
Sizzle.
Sizzle.
CGI. Yeah,
CGI,
I'm going to say
okay.
sizzle.
Soundtrack: I said sizzle.
Sizzle.
We're just
Sizzle.
rock. I'm just
I
gonna say
think
the whole movie.
All around.
This was an
Sizzle.
all-around sizzle. We're going to throw a sound effect.
Yeah,
This was just a breathtaking movie to watch.
Yeah, great call. I think what Evan just said is really important because it's the first movie I think I've seen in a long time where the production value was off the charts. I mean, it was so
We left thinking they were going to
captivating.
spend like almost $500,000.
Yeah.
Blown away by
Shocked
what they
that
got.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
And they have high actors and actresses in this.
Yes.
So.
There's no Dwayne Johnson getting $50 million.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to remind everyone, when you listen to us or you watch us, don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow. Also tell your friends. We are starting to get more and more impact because we're doing streaming movies. We also got somebody who wrote in and said we should start reviewing video games.
Oh, God.
And I said, that is a great idea. So we'll take a look at it. But with that, anything else to close us out?
What would you recommend to all your friends that love musicals?
Definitely go see it.
Worth the time and money?
Worth it. Was it worth $20? Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's
a
coming
lot.
from me. So.
Yeah, and
I'm
she's
cheap.
Janna only lets go of a $1 bill to get a better grip on it.
So while I have you at this mood, let's get some sushi tonight.
That's right. So, hey, everyone, appreciate you listening and watching. Have a great time. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be back shortly with Gladiator 2 is going to be following this. So, take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. That was quick.